Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Duffy, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to swing by here and check it out and everything like that. So what we are going to be doing today is we're going to be checking out Warframe, because just yesterday, Warframe finally came to Switch, and I've been really excited for this, port over, because having Warframe on the go, I feel like it's just gonna rule my life, you know? I already spent so much time laying in bed, playing Diablo, I'm just the Switch has increased my toilet time by probably about 20 minutes as well, because when I'm sitting on there, I just bring the old Switch with me, sit there, kick back, play some Pokemon, let's go, all that kind of good stuff. But hey, now we got Warframe to add to the issue. Woohoo! So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be jumping in, checking it out. I heard a lot of really good things about it. I heard it's really well optimized and everything like that. I heard it runs actually pretty well, and it looks actually pretty well. And I heard even in handheld mode, it actually works really well as well. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be checking it on docked mode, and then we're going to be checking it on handheld mode. I'm going to show you guys some gameplay of both of them, and we're going to make up our own decision at the end of this video, whether or not it's an actually good port or not. But from what I've seen, I got some pretty good high hopes about this one. So as you can see here, I got it all downloaded, it's all good to go and everything like that. I downloaded this all last night. You can see the last frame that I was actually playing on PC, because I actually migrated my PC account over onto the Switch account, which you can actually do. I'll put a link in the description down below where you guys can actually go and do that. It's super simple, super easy. It only took me literally, maybe 10 seconds. You just sign into your PC account, you say you want to connect to the Switch, sign into your Nintendo account, and you're all good to go. And then you have your frames, all your guns, all that kind of good stuff as well. However, one thing I do want to mention really quickly though, so nobody else gets confused or anything like that, this is not cross progression, meaning that if you level up a gun or a frame or anything like that on the Switch version, it is not going to affect that gun or frame on your PC account. In a way, both these accounts work as two separate accounts. This is only a copy of your PC account, but the progression that you make from here on out is going to be completely separate to this system here, not your PC or any of your other accounts across any other systems. But anyways, now that we've talked about it a little bit, let's actually get this bad boy docked up, and let's actually get some gameplay for you guys so we can see how this thing runs on Nintendo Switch. Alright, so here we are inside my ship, and as you guys can see, the game actually looks really good, especially for running on the Switch right now. This game looks pretty, man. This is probably one of the best looking games on the Switch at the moment. But we'll be able to judge that a little bit better once we actually get into the game, because I am curious about how the frame rate actually holds up once we actually start getting all the weapon effects going, the explosions going off, enemies are running all over the place. I want to see how the Switch actually keeps up with all that stuff, and if the game can consistently still look good as that's all going on. So one thing I would recommend doing before you guys actually get directly into the game or anything like that, I would recommend going over to your options screens here, and I would recommend going over to your display settings and kind of messing around with this stuff a little bit. So what I ended up doing as I went down, I turned off screen shake, I turned off glare, I turned off the depth of field, the motion blur, and the bloom, because effectively I feel like this stuff just kind of clutters up the screen a lot of the time. Nobody likes glare, okay? I don't want one person that's dude, I love the way the light shines off my gun and blinds me. I love that. I've never met one person who likes that, all right? If you are strictly a console gamer, you probably have absolutely no idea what FOV even stands for, and that there was even FOV sliders even in games. Because most console games do not have an FOV. That is how a lot of console games are able to limit the amount of stuff going on screen, allowing the game to run at a much higher performance, but also limits the screen space in which you can actually see. So increasing your field of view allows you to see more what's on the screen, because it's going to allow you, it's going to stretch the camera a little bit, so you can see a lot more what's going on the left and the right hand sides of your screen. Overall, this allows you to see what's going on the screen a little bit easier, allowing you to be a little bit more adaptive. Alright, so here we are in the loadout screen, so you guys can get a better look at the animations of the characters, because in the loadout screen here, obviously the characters are always moving around, they're fiddling around with the guns and stuff like that, they're looking around, all that kind of stuff. So you guys see the animations still look really smooth, there's nothing janky about them, they look really well optimized and stuff. Let's take a look at some of the other frames and see how well they look on the console here. Let's look at some of the more more detailed frames. Core is actually a pretty detailed frame, but let's try and look at some of the other ones, such as Valkyrie, because she's got a lot of horns popping up all over the place when it comes to Valkyrie Prime. See, she still looks pretty decent as well, even with all the spikes on her shoulders and stuff. Let's take a look at somebody else here. Let's go look at... I almost got all the frames, dude. I'm honestly only missing, what, 10 frames? Jeez, man. We're so close! If you guys know nothing about Warframe, maybe I'll make a video one of these days, just kind of chatting about my experience with it and everything like that. Oh, you guys can even see, the little Founder's badge on my little shoulder right there. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? The only problem I have with, the count migration for Founders like me, we did not get Excalibur Prime. Where the hell is my Excalibur Prime? Huh? DE, please, why is Excalibur Prime not migrated when it comes to consoles? I don't understand that, man. I want my Excalibur Prime. I want to play around with them, all right? All right. Anyways, back to the gameplay. Let's go get it. One thing I do want to explain really quickly, though, is if you guys are downloading this expecting to have Fortuna right away, this is actually not on par with the PC updates right now. It is actually more on par with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 updates, because the consoles actually take a little while longer to be updated than the PC version is. They're actually not going to be consistent with one another. So if you're watching people playing Fortuna and you're like, man, I really want to go play Fortuna, you are unfortunately not going to be able to play it right now. However, Plains of Eidolon is in the game right now, so if you do go over to Earth and stuff, you can actually jump into it. As you can see right here, you can actually get to see this and jump in and like check all that kind of stuff out as well. So there is one part of the open world feature inside the game right now, and then like I said, Fortuna will be coming here really soon. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play through this exterminate mission, because I feel like it's going to be like an easier mission to be able to like, you know, test everything out on. We're not going to have to worry about like doing a spy mission, getting caught or something like that. Plus, who the hell really likes spy missions? Like, come on, man. You know, I guess there's probably a few of you out in the community, but for the most of us, spy missions are boring as hell. You know, nobody wants to go through all stealth, not getting caught by anybody. I want to just go in there, just mess the shit up, everything like that. You know, spam my abilities all over the place, because that's the fun of Warframe. Mess around with all the frames, the cool abilities, all the crazy weaponry and everything like that. That's what I want to do. All right, here we go. Man, all those achievements at the top of my screen are just going off constantly. All right, so here we go. We got the speed and everything like that. The game still runs really well.
Prey on the weak, but we prey on the Grenier.
All right, so like right off the bat, honestly, it's noticeable that it's running at 30 FPS. Not gonna lie, it is pretty noticeable. Especially because I am normally a PC player. So, you know, coming down to 30 FPS after running at 144 hertz on my monitor, on my PC setup, it's pretty noticeable. However, this is actually still running pretty damn good. I do believe DE did hire an outsourced company to be able to, like, get this game to run as well as they did on Switch. Although, I want to give credit to DE over the last little while, man. Like, DE's been knocking it out of the park with all their updates and stuff, the way they've been, like, dealing with their community, the way they, like, listen to player feedback and everything. DE, honestly, in my opinion, is one of the best, like, developing companies in the market right now. Straight up. Like, they're always consumer-friendly. There's nothing that's, like, you know, pay to win or anything like that in Warframe. I know a lot of people will argue that, like, oh, well, you can just buy the guns with, like, the platinum currency and everything like that. Yeah, well, you can also earn them with, like, every single gun in the game you can earn with just, like, farming. Literally. And, like, the farming in this game really does not take that long either once you actually know how to do it. Even, like, some of the harder weapons to be able to get, you can easily farm within a day. You can noticeably see, like, the graphics downgrade as well, which is obviously to be expected, but I'm going to talk about it anyways, because I do think that's something that, like, some people are going to be interested in, is how bad the graphics have been downgraded. Well, as you guys can see on the screen, they're not really that bad. They are noticeable. There is, like, some pixelation for sure. I don't know where these other guys are. I want to pop this thing here. There we go. Grab that. There is some noticeable pixelation and stuff, but for the most part, even with, like, the fast movement and stuff, here, we'll actually let's get some movement going here. You know, let me find my rhythm once we get rid of this dude here. Once we have to move on to, like, the next section, let me find my rhythm, all right? We'll try to do some, like, fancy flipping and stuff. And then we can see how the game actually runs with, like, it's like, fanciness and stuff, you know? There we go, look at that. The game it's actually keeping up. I feel like it's responsive. Oh, I messed up that jump, though. I feel like it's actually pretty responsive, not gonna lie, like, straight up. I heard, like, when the guys went and, like, optimized this for Switch, that they actually found, like, some latency things that they were actually able to use to reduce latency on PC even. Like, that's just absolutely crazy, man. That, like, even to this day, they're still finding ways to, like, optimize this game. And, like, this game is so well optimized on pretty much every system it's ever came out on. Yeah, honestly, I feel like this movement would be really hard to do with the nunchucks, man. I don't know. However, you can still do handheld mode and have the Pro Controller, like, plugged in. So that way you can just, like, you know, like, put it, like, on a dock or something like that. However, when people want to take it in handheld mode, I doubt lots of people are going to be like, yeah, I want to pack up my Pro Controller with it and, like, take it along with me, you know? I highly doubt lots of people are going to want to do that, so. The nunchucks controller, man, is just, it's too small for, like, first-person shooter games, or, like, shooter games in general, I guess, because this is a third-person shooter game. Honestly, I'm really happy to see, like, DE just supporting this game all these years, man. Like I said, when this game first came out, it had a little bit of a rough start, because I feel like they didn't know exactly what they were doing with it yet. They just said, like, they had ideas, but I feel like they just weren't in fruition yet. But now after, like, we've seen it all, like, play out and everything like that, I feel like DE, like I said, is just doing a really, really, really good job with this game. Like, the lore is deep. They have a really, like, dedicated fan base and stuff. Like, their community is super dedicated. Their design team, man, like, the guy, whoever designs the Warframes, like, the frames and the guns and everything like that, your aesthetic team is top-notch, dude. Like, it's absolutely insane. the amount of like detail that they put in a lot of these weapons and stuff. Every time they release a new weapon, like every weapon in this game, like when it comes to Warframe, always feels different, always feels so unique. Every Warframe, man, it's always based on something different, you know, and like I love it. I like the way they do their thing, man. And another plus side for me, too, is that the developers are actually Canadian. You know, making us Canadians proud out there, DE. Keep it up. I appreciate it, you know. But no, man, I'm excited for all the new Switch members to be able to get in here, which the community has already nicknamed the Nintendos. You know, the Nintendos. Good one, guys. Good one, community. I like the puns. I like the puns. I'll keep them up. I would honestly say the worst thing about Warframe is that it's really not, like, noob-friendly at all. Like, you definitely want to have somebody who knows the game at least a little bit to teach you the ways, or else you're going to be completely lost. There's going to be a lot of grinding, a lot of wasted time and stuff, but you still will be able to figure out over time. But, like, for the most part, if you have, a friend who knows how to play the game properly, or, like, knows how to play the game already, take advantage of that, but make sure that they don't speed you through everything. You know, go at your pace, but, like, ask questions. Always ask questions. Make sure you know exactly what's going on, because, like, this game has a lot of depth, man. And it's going to be, like, crazy seeing, like, the Nintendo Switch community coming into it as well. Because, admittedly, the Nintendo Switch does have a little bit of a younger audience compared to a lot of the other ones. But I am excited to see them jump in and stuff as well. And, like, just, like, getting involved in the game, man. Like, this community, like, this game deserves so much. Like, they have done such a good job with this game over the last little while. Alright, let's end this mission off here. We'll get our progress and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll switch over to dock mode, and I'll get you guys some gameplay on dock mode. We're going to figure out how to set up the camera for that and everything like that so you guys can see exactly what's going on. But anyways, I'll swap on over right now, and I'll see you guys back in a couple of seconds. Alright, so here we are in handheld mode. I'm not going to show off like a huge amount of this or anything like that, because it's really hard to record it and stuff. But for the most part, the game still runs pretty damn good in handheld mode. I'm actually very surprised. Like, this game looks absolutely gorgeous in handheld mode. I know it's probably not, like, coming across on the camera too well, because, like, recording a screen directly using a camera is usually something that's, like, pretty difficult to actually be able to pull off, unless you got, like, the right camera to be able to do it, which I actually do not. But, like you might be able to tell on the screen here, it's actually, like, it looks decent, man. Like, it's running pretty damn good. Like I said, this is in the handheld off mode. There's no cord plugged into this thing at all whatsoever, so there's no power going to it, nothing like that. So it's completely running off the handheld properties of the system, and it is actually still looking absolutely beautiful, and it's still running really well. My only complaint about the handheld side of things is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and that's the nunchuck controllers. Like, the controllers just feel very limited when it comes to, like, shooter games and stuff. However, that's just the problem with the Switch console in general, not necessarily a problem with Warframe itself. I do personally think if I was going to take this on the go, I probably still would take my Pro Controller with me, just because I feel like it would be a little bit easier. And I'm also one of those people who plays claw also. I'm one of those weird guys, you know, like I put my finger down and like touch my buttons with my index finger and everything like that. So when it comes to like the nunchuck controllers and the me playing claw on the consoles, it just does not relate well, you know? Like, I have a hard time doing it, and like if you're a person also who puts two fingers on top, like on your top two trigger buttons, like on the bumper button and on the trigger button, you're not going to be able to do that with the nunchucks. It's going to feel weird when you're trying to play a shooter game like this, when you really should, especially because the slide button is one of your bumper buttons. You do want to be able to slide and aim down at the same time, you know? If you're going to end up doing that, you're going to have like this, like being able to like pull off something like this, like sliding and then aiming or whatever with nunchuck controllers. This feels weird. Like, my top two fingers right now feel super uncomfortable, and they feel super cramped together. But I do feel like I said, that's just a limitation of the console itself, not necessarily a problem with Warframe itself. Just bring your Pro Controller with you, and you'll have no complaints on that fact. Alright, now my camera angle's all messed up, but that's all good. Anyways, we checked out in docked and undocked mode, so I feel like I'm ready to give a good opinion on the game itself, on whether or not the port is good or not. Overall, the port is great. Like, it runs super well. It's super well optimized. It looks super great. There is some noticeable graphical downgrades and stuff. And like 30 FPS, if you are coming from like playing on like PC and something, you are going to notice it right away. However, your mind kind of like settles into it pretty fast. And you don't really notice it too much over a little while, especially with the optimization and everything like that. It definitely makes the game feel like it's very fluent and stuff. And like I said before, it's actually just super impressive that they were even able to take a game such as Warframe and put it on a handheld console like the Switch and have it work as well as it does in the portable mode. Like, it's absolutely just blows my mind how well they actually got that game to work. It runs well, it looks really good. Like I said, it's super well optimized and everything like that. There's not much more you can ask for in a port. And like I said, porting this over to the Switch was probably a huge daunting task as it was, and how they were able to like pull it out in the end, and how well optimized the game actually ended up coming out in the end is just absolutely insane. Like, they're doing some witchcraft or something like that behind the scenes, alright? I see you, DE. I see what you're doing. But anyways, let's wrap this up by just saying This port is really, really, really good. Like I said, just some small graphical downgrades, you know, like the limitation of the frame rate and everything like that because of the console. Other than that, the game runs really well. You're going to see everything you want out of the Warframe in there. Like I said, if you got the account migration and everything like that as well, it's really, really, really good. It's really fast and easy to do. Happens almost instantaneously, so you can have all your frames, all your guns, all that kind of good stuff as well. And you can continue on your merry way and everything like that. It doesn't seem like they're limiting any of like the areas or anything like that when it comes like the Switch version, which is actually really impressive. They're not even like limiting like the open world areas or anything like that. They're all just going to be inside the game. It's all going to work exactly like all the other platforms. I'm really happy to see the future that DE holds for them. Because like I said at the beginning of this video, I feel like DE is one of the companies in the industry right now that is doing things right, and they deserve all the success that they are getting at this moment. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to go pick up Warframe on the Switch yourself. If it interests you and everything like that, you can add me up and all that kind of good stuff as well. And be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. It's completely free. It doesn't even cost you a single penny. All you gotta do is just scroll down just a little bit, click that little red button, and you're good to go. You don't even have to come back if you don't want to. It just helps me out tremendously, just getting those numbers up, you know. But for real, hit me up in the comments down below and everything like that. I love chatting with you guys, and I hope to see you guys on the next video and everything like that. Take care. Peace out. Have a good night. See you guys later.